trying to figure out ways. Just give me 1 second. Let's see. Trying to look up at live streams. Yeah. Okay. Got about 55. Yeah, I gotta rename that. Wait, hold on, give me 1 second, guys.
But I can't blame them. I mean, when there's a blackbird and dogs, and we know we just stand there, that's what I would do. If the other team has dogs, I would just stand there and try to kill the dogs. So I don't know, maybe this is real. Maybe this is a real, maybe I didn't stage this. Hopefully you guys don't think I'm staging videos. I would never stage a video. Never, ever. I don't use any cheat code.
Online battles.
2K10, 2K11, I didn't have any glitch my players. Oh man, look at the dogs just tearing it up. Oh my goodness. Oh man, oh give me that triple kill. Oh my. Man, that was fun.
Okay, I think I'm live right now. So, yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy KRaz1435. We're back at it once again with another live stream today. Hopefully it can go through well process-wise, but we're back at it. We're going to play some Battlefield 4 today, get this out of the way. I'm probably going to... Whoa, that sniper was out of control. We're probably going to rock out with a bunch of... how should I say it? Like a bunch of gameplay today. I'm probably thinking we could do a good, like a good few large-scale battles, and then work our way down to probably smaller scale, like Rush or something. But other than that, I'm basically good with anything. You know, I don't have anything else to really focus too much on. But as you can see, we are getting our asses whooped. I have no clue what the fuck's going on. I'm gonna put the mic right there, just because, like, you know, like, I don't want to have myself, you know, be in a predicament with having it too far away from me. But then again, like you know, my mic is pretty powerful, so I can be able to talk, you know, with, you know, whatever voice I can try to, you know, develop. But yeah, let's get right into it today, man. You know, we got ourselves a pretty good gigantic battle, large-scale battles, man. It's gonna be a pretty good one. I'm pretty sure we're getting our asses whooped, because that's basically how it goes down every time I fucking play this game. And I got my first kill. Let's go. Yeah, Russian Paladin is actually a pretty good player on this game. He mostly plays PC, but I am just more of console, I guess, because PC, I can do it. It's just that I need a good computer, which that would never, you know, go my way with a laptop. But with the desktop, that's always a possibility. It's just that, you know, things get pretty hard whenever you have to, like, get things done. And then you have to focus more on, like, you know, going after, like, the bases and all the special effects. So that's why that I play more on console. I mean, like, I know it's pretty corny, but, like, I try to have as much fun on, you know, PC, just to do, like, Mugen battles. Like, I do small games I can handle through my computer. But other than that, like, I'm perfectly fine with anything else. I will probably be doing Men of War Assault Squad once again. I know that a lot of you guys really like that, so I'm gonna keep grinding on that. Just keep uploading videos, no matter how much processing I have to go through. But other than that, man, I'm basically all ears to play. Oh wow! right out the gates, I just get tagged. I just get tagged really bad. But, yeah, let's see. I think I can, oh wow. I think I could probably work on getting my cambos today. And I got the AR-60, so I'll probably go back with the AEK. Okay, yeah, we lost. Okay. Let's go. Yeah, let's get right through it. Oh, that's crazy. Oh man. Oh man. The Black Gun Club, all about open carry. Oh, that's funny. Alrighty, hopefully we can get this W, bro. I'm really excited. Yo, Chris is talking so good about his Cavaliers, bro. I'm just surprised, like does he realize, like, if Cleveland wins this, then it's going to be like a well, not only let the second ring for Cleveland, but LeBron James would prove in 2 seasons that he has actually had a good team in like the past 10. Well, you know, this is the best team, you know, ever since he led his team to the finals his very first year. So, I mean, it's good and all. I think LeBron, you know, deserves like a handful. And I actually want LeBron to beat the Warriors because I don't want bitch ass, you know, Durant to be getting like the chip and things of that nature. And I think Durant would just be, dude, he would just be a fucking mess, bro. He would be so happy that he won a ring, and then he's like, oh, yo, man, I want to think about my mom. I want to think about my niggas telling me, like, how I did well. Yeah, like, fuck you, LeBron. Yeah, like, GSW all day, boy. Dude, it's just legit. Hearing his voice is just, it's so repugnantly dumb. And, you know, Durant isn't my type of player to be liking anymore now that he's been labeled a bitch after every time he plays. So, I mean, I won't be surprised how things can go down. And when I actually did my videos about, you know, the Warriors and Cavs in game 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and then I talked about game 7, I was like, bro, this has to be a joke. Like, you know, literally, you know, LeBron James, he's a good player and all, but I would laugh if he beat, you know, Kevin Durant and the Golden State Warriors. Just because, it's only because, like, you know, Durant is by far one of the best players to play for like a stacked playoff team, and you got to think, like, logically, you know, he has like a lot of skills to bring himself to that level. And I get fucking tagged, but you know, it's not only that, it's just like Durant has like enough talent to beat LeBron, and LeBron The only players that he can really rely off to when it's off to a off dribble setting would be probably J.R. Smith, Kevin Love, and Kyrie Irving. If one of those niggas get taken down, then it's going to be a problem for Cleveland. I'm just saying. But, you know, this is what I did, or this is what I talked about with my boy X, or Xavier, and I actually made a really good point about this, which I'd say this would make a lot more sense if it were to be true. But, like, when Cleveland was making the comeback against the Warriors, a lot of people were, you know, really denouncing Cleveland to say, oh, Cleveland sucks, and, oh, don't worry, Cleveland, you know, we'll get it next year. But, no, but for some odd reason, you know, they didn't have enough, you know, like how should I say, they didn't have enough, like, you know, team support where they just all started, you know, losing a lot of hope for Cleveland, and then somehow LeBron just starts winning games. So how is this nigga actually making the comeback? And then, you know, Curry along with Thompson and Draymond could not shoot a single shot within those 2 games, or basically all 3 games, because they are bitches and they lost. So the Warriors were supposed to win in 2016, but no, they got fucked over, and then that's what made, you know, LeBron to be, you know, the biggest, you know, cheater, you know, out of those finals. But that's what a lot of people say, because in Game 5, you know, GSW was doing pretty good, and then Cleveland actually made the comeback to beat them, and then in Game 6 they just obliterated their fucking asses. So that's when in Game 7 Curry was being like a little bitch, you know, at the very end of the game, and then he gets so fucking angry because he just knows that if I, you know, were to just chuck every single ball, then I'm just going to just basically get super angry, and then tell my fans, hey, look, guys, you know, like, I'm not really feeling for this shit, you know, yeah, like, I'm Steph Curry and shit like that, but, you know, yeah, but there ain't gonna be no more Chef Curry, like, yeah, like, there ain't gonna be no more Chef Curry, like, Chef Curry with the shot boy, or Mr. Steph Curry with that shot boy, because, yeah, man, because I have to be, you know, the Curry with the shots, you know, to some other teams. See, now, I could do simulations on 2K16 to talk about that, but I want to play some Battlefield right now. I could do that just to have some fun with it. I think it would be pretty good if Steph Curry went to the Bulls, just because that he would have been a champion, you know, if he had started out with like the right team. And then personally to me, you know, at his prime right now, it's technically replacing Derrick Rose, but it's like, you know, this is what I hate about, you know, like the NBA. They don't really work too much on wanting to, you know, reorder like the roster, and then that way equally there's enough talent, and then there's enough player potential for every player to just go off and go crazy. See, now, the only team that would be the most interesting team within like the next 10 years would be the San Antonio Spurs. See, now, the San Antonio Spurs are one of the best teams known to like the West for their talent and their underrated, you know, like abilities. See, now, credit to Kawhi Leonard trying to sit out for the playoffs, which I think it wasn't a smart decision by Greg Popovich, but sometimes you have to make that sacrifice, because, you know, like, I think that was a good idea to get Kawhi Leonard's, you know, ankles checked out, make sure that they're medically healed, and he doesn't have to deal with this issue when he gets back onto the court. But see, now, my only problem would be that if Kawhi Leonard wants to win this ring, he needs to have more big men and more guys to step up on the floor. See, that's why Jonathan Simmons, he's a good player in his own, you know, revealing prime. And, you know, credit to the guy playing defense. He can play defense. He can jump out of at the gym. He has a lot of skills that anybody can ever hone as a underdog player. But see, now, we're looking at the bigger picture. We're looking at the West of having Durant running, you know, basically running the show in GSW, or you could have, you know, more underdog teams like the Phoenix Suns or the fucking Utah Jazz, or literally the Clippers, if the Flippers or Floppers, that's what I want to call them, are going to make a fucking comeback, and then we might see something good happening. But see, due to this draft class coming up, due to everything, like, basically spicing up on media, I've been hearing a lot of talk, and due to, you know, sources, that's how I will put it like that. D'Angelo Russell does not want Lonzo Ball to play for the Los Angeles Lakers. See, now, I knew that D'Angelo was going to say that because he probably loves, you know, Los Angeles like a lot, and he wants to make sure that he can have a good spot on the team so he doesn't go to like a trashy team. See, now, the only reason why I want D'Angelo to be traded is because he has a lot of talent, and, you know, like, I credit, you know, the guy for actually, you know, doing his job, you know, as a player, to go to practice, make sure that he's, you know, doing his best and providing, you know, the best skills, you know, for his caliber. But, you know, D'Angelo doesn't have, like, enough talent to where I can say that he deserves to, you know, run LA. Like, you know, like, I think it's best for him to either have himself be moved at the 2 position if Lonzo wants to play for LA, or have him be at the 1, and Lonzo could play 2, but that wouldn't really work out because, you know, we don't want to see a misguided team. We want to see a good Los Angeles Lakers team. So I would say that the Lakers would have a lot of talent to give out when it's coming to a bigger and much more stronger, you know, offset of having Lonzo Ball running with the point, because at least that way, within like the next year or 2, Lonzo will be good enough to basically reveal his whole talents and his whole caliber, and he doesn't need to worry too much about, okay, how many more players do I need to have on my team in order to run this, you know, basically to run these plays and make sure that I'm winning. And I think it's due to, you know, his father. You know, LeVar Ball, he pressures Lonzo way too fucking much. And Lonzo, he's a great player and all. I know that he will be. But I think that as of now, we have to look at like the big picture in which Lonzo, he's going into his first year. So we're not guaranteed to see a good player. But then again, who's to say that Lonzo could get injured and we're never going to see a good Lonzo Ball until he actually gets healthy. So, you know, it's just the typical problems that we see in the NBA, because we know that the NBA has a lot of talent, but we have to make sure that this talent that we draft is going to work out. So, you know, like, this is technically like the same thing if I were to talk about gaming thoughts for 2K18. If NBA 2K18 is going to be another bust, which it will be, then how are we going to expect good content, you know, every year? So that's basically how I see it. You know, like, I don't really see Lonzo, you know, being trash, I guess, because I definitely want to see him and Markelle Fultz go at it, and it would be the battle of the point guards war, and you would see a lot more fucking exposure, man. You know, like, who doesn't want to see that? And I think with that type of, attitude to bring in like the NBA, you know, at least you're having a stronger, you're having like a stronger view on how you see things. And I think it's kind of funny because, you know, the NBA isn't meant to just be like, hey, we're just a bunch of sloppy players and we just turn trash right away if we're not focusing on our game. No, we have a lot of good talent. We are a good team. We are a great nation for basketball. And I mean, shit, we fucking created the sport, but I mean, when you look at it with the players, we have to make sure that these players are coming back into the same old classical basketball fundamentals. And I think that in order to experience a good basketball match, we need to see, you know, the level of capacity go to all teams. We can't just see, you know, just like the top 5 worst teams in like the NBA, and then what? Like, how's that going to work out for them in the next 10 to 20 years? I mean, personally, you know, the worst teams I could really think of is like the Philadelphia 76ers, and I'd probably say the Suns because they're fucking trash, and then I'd say the Celtics because they are beyond trash. But nah, bro, it's just like, this is going to be a pretty interesting draft, pretty interesting next season, because we don't know where we're going to see these players. We don't know where the decision will be. But I mean, if LeBron decides to stay in Cleveland, like literally his whole life, then I wouldn't be surprised that if Cleveland actually redeems all 6 titles. But I mean, LeBron's going to meet his competitors, and I think it's going to be pretty funny because LeBron has a ton of talent to battle. So with that being said, it's really difficult to see where LeBron's going to stand in these next few years because we don't know where LeBron's capacity will come to a very drastic end. But I will say this, LeBron James is a very talented player, and basically nothing can stop King James, as of now. But if Derrick Rose was back in his prime, or anybody in the league were to ever stop him, like Paul George, where he gave LeBron his all, but no, LeBron just played like a fucking legend, bro. He had a really good game. He basically went over 30 points or more. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually got about probably up to 60 points up against, Golden State. And I mean, when you looked at it, oh wow, back in, 2015, he actually had a lot more problems with GSW when Harrison Barnes was there along with everybody else. So him not having Kyrie after game 1 basically hurt the whole team, and that's what made Golden State win, I think it was like 42 or something like that, in the playoffs. But now we're seeing a lot more, minor shift. We don't know where, the history is going to stop between Cleveland and GSW, but I mean, I will say that LeBron and KD are now finally meeting for the second time in the NBA Finals, and that would be something that I would be happy for. See, now, you would ask me, oh, well, what about KD trying to give his all to a LeBron? Because, LeBron James, he's not like the same person as he once was. Yeah, he's not the same person as he once was, and I wouldn't be surprised if KD actually has some trouble trying to score, on the offensive end. But it all depends if, LeBron wants that to go his way, and then him and KD have to guard each other, and it's just going to be a battle of the finish. And I wouldn't be surprised that KD has ever tried to make any changes in his game to try to make sure that he can score over LeBron. See, the advantages that KD has is a lot of height, but height does matter in the NBA. I think what matters is your skill, your heart, and your determination. Because when you really look at it, Kevin Durant is a really skilled player, but if you looked at it from the 2012 finals, LeBron was technically beating him out because he wasn't even labeled to be MVP that year. I might be wrong on that. I think he was MVP that year. But no, basically James was, LeBron was doing so much more work in those finals than he has ever done. So, I mean, he is technically better than Jordan in a sense to say, playoff-wise, I'm actually doing better than for what I'm, owning up to be. So, I'm happy that he has enough, talent to bring himself to a nice, good, relaxing, stable athlete body, and he's able to score, and people don't need to complain about his weight of trying to hurt himself in the process of doing these things. So, I mean, it's pretty crazy because I think that to that sense, it's going to, really hurt, the Cleveland Cavaliers if LeBron James were to have these issues. And I think personally that with LeBron, yes, he's a very tough player to guard, but I think when we want to look at it from a general perspective, I think it's really easy to beat him if you know how to find the weak spots out of him. And LeBron, he's obviously, the type of candidate to take on KD. And him and KD don't like each other. Well, when it's in the finals, at least. I don't know about in real life. Maybe in real life they do like each other. But no, if like LeBron knows that he's going to do his best against KD, then these guys are going to have to really fight it out. The biggest keys to success for KD would have to be he has to guard a ton. He has to do a lot of work on defense. He has to make sure his rebounds are well over outbeating LeBron, and he has to just make sure that he's taking himself to the right level, because if he's not doing that, it's gonna be a very tough battle of the playoffs or the finals. And I think it's kind of funny because if you were to really think about it, the finals is definitely going to 7 games. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Golden State Warriors were down 3-1, and then the Cavs blew like a 3-1 lead. If you guys know what I'm saying. So basically, with that being said, it's not really a definite to see, Cleveland, being close to winning. They can be at that tyranny to lose. So hopefully we can see a very good team, out of Cleveland's end to beat Golden State. But if Kevin Durant somehow wins this title, then I will still call him a bitch ass, because he will always be a bitch ass, because you literally had a good opportunity to win yourself a title in OKC because you knew you were better than Curry. You knew, dude, he knows that he is better than Curry in these playoffs. So Curry is only doing well because he has no Durant with him. So with Durant being with him, it just makes it, it makes it a lot more easier. But Curry has a bigger problem to deal with, the lunacy of Durant's, issues whenever he has to go through, the problems like, I don't know, like making sure that, Durant passes him with the ball, making sure that everybody gets their touch, when it comes, to like the rim. Like, it's just like the little things that counts in order for Durant and Curry and Thompson and Green to act, accordingly for the team. But hopefully it can work out well, because I definitely want to see, them to, bring it to close games. Because if they're not giving it their all, it's not going to be a good finals, and I already know at that time who's going to win. But hopefully it works. Oh shit. I'm trying to find this bad guy. I'm trying to find him. He got me.
At the tone, please record your message. When you are finished recording, you can hang up or press 1 for more options.
Oh wow. Oh shit. Oh, I tried stabbing him.
Another one, a different version. And I've actually played with Squeezy on 360. I got videos of him. He's in my games. I'm in some of his games. And some of my friends. We have a lot of fun.
Finally.
I'm pretty proud of the path I've taken. I don't have any complaints. There's nothing to complain about. The only complaint I have is second chase numbers. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to do some more theater games. This section is amazing. The subs were showing off video nominating was a lot of fun. And it's just at the end of the month when I cycle my list, it's just gonna be like I'm gonna have to keep some of these guys. That's what I did with my first wave of subscribers. I kept about 8 people on my list. And some people are just we have so much chemistry. A lot of games. I just have to keep some of these people. And I wish in the future it was like a 360 because even with my friends is cool. I'm going to invite you to the game, but you can't. So the only way is to meet people every month or so, get a new set. But I'm definitely going to have to keep It's just been a lot of fun and a lot of winning. Anyway, I thought that things would focus. I'm off today's President's Day. I'm off like a boss, no work, no school, so I thought, why not release a commentary? It was something a little different, but I think it's got to enjoy it. This game, look at Pack's ass. He's a boss. He went 34 days. Look at Sniper Leash. He went 26 games. Ninja Warrior and Garrett, they both learned about even this game. It doesn't matter because I got other games where they're tearing it up, so I'm definitely going to have to release those if they evolve. Maybe I'll just do another one of these. Who knows?
I'm actually going to play some 2K17, guys, so I'll actually do that instead. Alright, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.